Vladimir Putin has a secret, and the key to it lies here, on the shores of Lake Valdai, somewhere between Moscow and St. Petersburg. This is one of Putin's many private estates. It has its own train station. You can see housing blocks, hangars, mansions, roads, and several anti-aircraft systems. But wait, what's this? That kinda looks like a playground. And over here, is that a go-kart track? Putin has 2 daughters, but they're both around 40. He divorced his wife over a decade ago and hasn't been seen with another woman in public since. He always shows up alone at official events. There's no record or statement from the Kremlin that he might have had more kids. So, what's going on?
They're like secret agents. They have their cover documents issued for different names.
What if in his estate he gets visit from like big officials that have to be with their children, whatever, and he built those parks to like amuse his guests while they do conduct business? Like, if you're that rich and you have friends that come over to the event and they bring your children, and they have them go to the parks, the attractions, the fun stuff while you're at work doing your shit. And then that makes a lot of sense.
They are kept secret. They just flying below the radar.
Some journalists were bold enough to dig deeper. Does Putin have 2 secret sons? Who are they? And why is the Kremlin working so hard to keep them invisible?
What?
Putin is believed to own many properties all across Russia. A luxury ski lodge, a lakeside cabin, a lavish Black Sea complex, and what many believe is his unofficial seat of power, a countryside estate in a Moscow suburb called Novo Ogayovo. There are offices and rooms for state business. Barack Obama visited Putin here several times during his presidential tenure. There's a steam room, saunas, a swimming pool, and a private gym. It's also where Putin's daughters are said to live, Katerina and Maria from his marriage with Lyudmila Putina. There are rumors the premises also include a retirement residence for his former wife, right next to Putin's private railway station. His armored train just left.
But
Putin is heading north.
This thing has everything, and why wouldn't it have the other amenities for children? I don't really get it.
To his new family. The one he's trying to keep in the shadows.
So, my name is Ilya Rozhdestensky. I am a reporter for the Dossier Center, and I'm an author of an investigation about Putin's sons.
Ilya's research is the backbone of this video.
Yeah, but am I weird to think this is like a weird like obsession about like you're digging into some guy's children, like for what?
As
what does
always,
it do?
A link is in the description. He's a Russian investigative journalist. Quite a dangerous job.
So, full disclosure, I left Russia 3.5 years ago, few months before the war started. I was designated as a foreign agent, one of the first foreign agents that were designated in Russia. So, Russian Ministry of Justice decided that
even if it's a president, some guy you don't agree with, I don't think you understand it. Like mapping out everything about their life and trying to find where his children, his like young children, like some guy who just was born, where do they go? What do they do? What path did he walk today? Where is he? Where is he? Where's the son? It's just a little bit weird. I think it's odd.
Enemy of the state.
Russia's so-called foreign agent law is one of Putin's sharpest tools for suppressing dissent. Any journalist deemed to be under foreign influence can be slapped with the label. It's vague by design. Once an individual or organization is declared a foreign agent, life for them becomes almost impossible. Critics of the Kremlin and the war on Ukraine are the most affected. Reporters Without Borders currently ranks Russia 171 out of 180 on the Global Press Freedom Index. In July 2025, the NGO counted 35 journalists in Russian prisons. Many others have been murdered.
When you're in a constant danger, you get used to it.
Ilya is potentially risking his life by doing his job. But that didn't stop him from starting a new investigation 4 years ago. And it all started with this woman. Everyone in Russia knows her. Alina Kabaeva. multiple-time Russian, European and world champion in rhythmic gymnastics. This is her at the 2004 Summer Olympics, where she will win gold for Russia.
This should be removed from the Olympics. Any sport that is like that should be removed because it's opinionated. It's like, guys, it's performance and art. And if you're gonna base something off of factors that are your opinion, it's bullshit. Fuck you. I don't give a shit, dude. If you're a guy, you lift 1,000 pounds. A guy lifts 1,050 pounds. He wins. This is. Oh, so I actually like the green ribbon with the red ribbon color scheme. Well, I like the green and the blue more. Oh, green and yellow wins the game because I liked it more. What a stupid fucking concept. Fuck you.
National icon. The entire country adores her.
Skating. If you watch my streams, I've said multiple times that skating and snowboarding should have never been in the Olympics. And I continue to say this take. And you said I was rigged me last time. I am consistent that this shit should not be in the Olympics. It is not a quantitative performance sport. It's why not? Because that's not what snowboarding is about. The hardness of a trick has nothing to do with how many spins or how many flips you can do. Okay? It has a lot of finesse built into it. It has a lot of style. It's a lot more than meets the eye. And if you cannot quantitate that with a medal or a trophy, you're dog shit. Fuck you!
After the games, she and other Olympians are invited for a presidential meet and greet. It's not the first time Putin and Kabaeva are seen together. They were photographed in 2001 at the Russian Cup. Then in 2008, the Russian newspaper Moskovsky Korrespondenti publishes this article. The authors claim Putin has secretly separated from his wife Ludmila, and that he's already planning a new wedding with then 24-year-old athlete Kabaeva. Putin is attending a formal event in Italy when the story breaks, so he can't escape Western journalists pressing him for answers. He insists not a single word is true. Then he lashes out at anyone, quote, sticking their snotty noses and erotic fantasies into other people's lives. The Kremlin reacts fast, and the response is surprisingly harsh.
So the newspaper was shut down in a day or two, probably, and that was probably the first and the last time when Vladimir Putin commented on the story.
Putin had already been limiting press freedom since taking office in 2000, forcing several outlets under state control. But shutting down an entire newspaper overnight? That was new. The first version of the foreign agent law was introduced in 2012 in response to mass demonstrations protesting the 2011 parliamentary elections. In 2017, it was extended to cover media outlets. Putin's crackdown on press freedom was in full swing.
So it's way worse now. You can spend your whole life in prison for reporting. Back in 2008, the only consequences for reaction could be that your newspaper would be shut down, and that's it.
Dozens of journalists and media...
Was it actually rigged? How is it rigged? How is it rigged? How did they do it? I'm more interested in how they did it. What? Am I allowed to ask how they did it? Guys, in order to stop rigging stuff, you need to understand and ask questions how it's rigged, so you understand what to look for. Fake votes. I don't get it. You guys are not giving me answers, so mail-in votes. Okay, shut up. But how okay, because I'm not being rude, I'm just saying. If you guys say it's rigged because I said so, why is it not rigged when Donald Trump says so? You have to manifest some form of proof or some sort of method.
Outlets are forced into exile, from TV channel Dost and independent news website Medusa to the research network Dossier Center that Ilya works for. But it seems that dissidents are not even safe in exile. Amnesty has documented at least 3 poison gas attacks on Russian journalists living abroad. According to Reporters Without Borders, at least 37 journalists have been murdered in Russia since 2011. Today, Russian media collectively speak with one voice, Putin's. But even in a system built on secrecy and control, not everything can stay hidden. In 2013, Putin and Ludmila publicly announced that they're living in separate homes. The divorce follows soon after. In the meantime, Kabaeva has become a member of parliament for Putin's United Russia party. In 2014, she's appointed chair of the board of directors at Russia's largest media conglomerate, NGM. And Ilya says her relationship with Putin has long become an open secret.
It was just pure common knowledge that Alina Kabaeva and Vladimir Putin, that they are together.
But no one seemed to know anything about secret children. Not in Russia or anywhere else in the world. Not until 2015, when a Swiss newspaper breaks a very interesting story. Another interesting Swiss article is published in 2022. Reporters claim Alina Kabaeva gave birth at a private clinic in the Swiss city of Lugano. For Ilya, this is where the real investigation begins.
But
as a former KGB agent, Putin surely knows the value of privacy. If nobody can find his family, then nobody can hurt them. Most of us don't live under that kind of scrutiny, but our private data is still exposed online. Name. This is the private clinic in Lugano at the center of the story. It's considered one of Switzerland's most renowned maternity hospitals. Working here was Natalia Thibaut, a Russian gynecologist who emigrated to Switzerland over 30 years ago. Having a Russian doctor by her side during labor might have been helpful for Alina Kabaeva. Ilya thinks the Swiss newspaper report is legit, and he wants to know more. Who exactly did Alina Kabaeva give birth to? And could Vladimir Putin really be the father? Ilya starts by digging through leaked flight records from Russian airlines. That's how he discovers that Kabaeva and Thibaut did in fact travel together in 2014, 2015, 2018 and 2019. Always back and forth between Russia and Switzerland. The timeline suggests that Kabaeva may have given birth to 2 children, roughly 4 years apart. But the alleged sons of the Russian leader are like ghosts.
So what is important to understand about these children is that they left no traces. No traces in Russian databases, in open registries, anywhere. So I was digging into the story for
just feels like
a
a
year.
stalker learning about someone's life. Whether or not you like Putin, doesn't it make sense for a controversial president to raise a family in secret, so they're unable to be abused/used in politics?
Yeah, true, 100%. Also, if they're gonna be like a certain public figure, which they already are by default, right, or something important, whatever, right? Controlling the public image and making it literally nothing until it's out is pretty important. They do it a lot in other countries as well. I think North Korea is doing that. I think that I saw last time or whatever. They kind of build it up in a way.
And a half. So, and by the summer of 2023, I had absolutely nothing.
But then,
by the accident, I get financial documents from one of the companies that works for Vladimir Putin.
Ilya gains access to a massive cache of financial records, all tied to a complicated web of companies linked to Vladimir Putin.
Great.
Many of these firms handle payments to construction companies, workers, and security guards. And some of these expenses look suspicious.
Right.
Ilya finds transactions tied to Putin's pilots, yard staff, teachers, and dog trainers. Hundreds of people on the payroll.
I'm not a dictator glazer. I'm explaining why would you want that, and if there's a precedent for it. It's not this.
He starts reaching
You're
out,
just stupid.
and one of them is actually ready to talk. Now he has a direct line to someone inside.
No,
and
I just pointed the hypothesis that people are having this thing where if it's against somebody I don't like, it's fine. If it's against somebody I like, it's not fine. And I don't think it's a really smart and good way to portray yourself. I think it's a stupid mindset, and it's a mindset that people are getting away with a lot on social media. It's a lot of bullshit where, oh, dude, a firebomb at a shop, dude, don't do that. That's weird. A firebomb at a Tesla, dude, this guy's a genius. Go fund me for him, please. It's fucking brain rot, dude. Just stop doing that shit.
Working directly on one of Putin's private estates. Someone close to the family. His source confirms the existence of the playground. It was built for Putin's grandchildren, though. His daughter's kids. But there's more. His source also confirms...
It's the type of bullshit analogy and the type of bullshit narrative that has sound pushes, low-key. It's like saying, Oh, dude, stealing items out of a mom and pop store? How dare you? Stealing Gucci clothes? Dude, redistribution of the wealth. Dude, they're gonna use that to give to their friends and shit. That's good for everybody. Fucking
Confirms
stupid.
that there are two
Fucking
other
stupid.
kids living on the
so
property.
It's 0 IQ.
2 boys. Their names, Ivan and Vladimir Putin Jr. Finally, some proof. The secret sons are real. Ilya even has photos, but he's chosen not to publish them. Ivan is 10, Vladimir Jr. is 6. And just as expected, they live at the Lake Valdai estate.
Cool.
After 4 hours of travel, Putin's armored train pulls into a deserted platform. A helicopter is already waiting. From here, it's just a short flight to the estate, where his sons are hidden away from the outside world. The lake covers 19 square kilometers. It's known for the Iversky Monastery. And this, right next to it, appears to be an anti-aircraft missile system. Here's another one. And here, 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 and here. The entire area is ringed with them. The roads, housing blocks, and luxury mansions stretch from here to here, for more than 3 kilometers along the eastern shore of the lake. Ilya's source on the ground says Putin now spends more time here than in the Kremlin. That has been confirmed independently by another verified contact.
Chat, what if they have this? The whole thing is just completely fake, and they have like a fake guy over there with like a fake family and shit like that, and they want this to be public so that they can live somewhere else where people don't know it's where they're going.
This place may well be Putin's new and unofficial seat of government. There's only one road in. It leads to a massive gate and a huge parking lot. On Google Maps, 80 out of 100 spots are filled.
Lots of people, like guards protecting Vladimir Putin and his family, personal assistants.
Suck my dick, based God. That is actually so funny.
Who work with Alina Kabaeva and Vladimir Putin himself. People who are responsible for the food, cleaning service. Then there would be some people responsible for the vessels. Then there are teachers. Then there are maids. And I mean, hundreds of them.
Most of the staff are probably working in this area. Anyone visiting or interacting closely with the family has to quarantine here first. For 2 to 3 weeks, according to Ilya's source. Putin introduced a protocol during the pandemic and must have simply kept it. He's known to be extremely cautious about personal safety. Ilya believes Ivan and Vladimir Putin Jr. live in this house. He says they recently relocated from this building, the so-called presidential villa. This is what the interior is set to look like.
See, that's weird. That's weird. That's just weird. Like,
Ivan and Vladimir Jr. live strange, isolated lives.
Oh, guys, this is the place where his children live, dude. Oh no, guys, I'm just doing my normal journalist, guys, my normal thing. But just saying, because he actually lives in this particular building with the window facing this way, right there. But that's all information. He lives right there in this house, second fucking story, window pointing north. Like, Jesus Christ.
They're surrounded by staff all day. Nannies, private tutors, and bodyguards. Ilya found some of the job listings on EnglishNanny.org. The boys can go go-karting whenever they want. They have tons of pets. The staff is instructed to keep them entertained at all times. What they can't do is leave. They have almost zero contact with other kids their age. They're cut off from the outside world and spend most of their time with adults.
Drivers, though?
They barely even see their parents. Sometimes Ivan plays hockey
maybe
with
they're
his
gonna buy
dad,
like
right here
a slot
in this
in
building.
F1.
The opponents are Putin's bodyguards, and of course they're expected to let the autocrat and his son win. There's also a private golf course, as well as a restaurant, a movie theater, a bowling alley.
Oh my god, how do you go there? What the fuck?
Also a private golf course, as well as a restaurant.
Yo, blackjack?
A movie theater, a bowling alley, and a private casino. Confessions are taken on site at this private chapel. It's allegedly called Vladimirskaya Tserkov, which roughly translates to the Church of Saint Vladimir. According to Ilya's research, the family splits their summers between this designer villa near the Finnish border and this $100 million yacht. While millions of Russians live in poverty, Putin's inner circle lives in obscene luxury. And all this while Putin's official salary as head of state is just over $110,000 a year. His insane wealth comes from running a corrupt regime. Some of the properties he lives in are registered to state companies like Gazprom or loyal oligarchs. His $100 million yacht appears to be owned by a sanctioned offshore holding in the Virgin Islands. And the list just goes.
Dude, guys, he just put some stocks at the right time that hit big. It is what it is. I mean, look at some of the officials in the United States. They have some massive wins on options and shit. I see them, all them making massive, huge, wide, risky bets out of nowhere. They felt like, you ask them, yo, how did you know this was going to go 10x overnight? They just felt like it. The wind was blowing that way, buddy.
On and on.
He's just better.
Putin bankrolls his son's gold-plated isolation with millions he's not supposed to have. A secret gilded cage, lavish, guarded, and off-limits to anyone but the heirs of a paranoid ex-KGB agent turned
Take it,
despot.
the truth.
He believes that it's the right thing to do,
joke.
just to keep everything in secret. He keeps all the Russian government policies in secret. He keeps all his private details, private life
Guys,
in secret.
it's not about glazing anybody. It's about being. It's actually the opposite. It's about being against everybody. What I say is that a lot of things that people say is bad because it's Russia does it. It's bad. When it happens next to you, it happens all the time in our media. It happens all the time with our officials, our American top officials. It happens all the time. And the people don't. Oh, this is okay. They do it. No, don't do this. Crazy how corrupt this is. And they don't look inbound. They don't look inwards, man. It's just sad.
That's how he operates.
Which is exactly why all the secrecy has to be exposed. People need to know what's really behind his carefully crafted statesman image. The public has a right to know how he's pouring public money into his private luxury. Putin doesn't serve the Russian state. The Russian state serves him. Ilya isn't chasing this story for tabloid headlines. That's why he's never published photos of the kids or overly specific details. To him, they're a symbol of how Putin is really running things.
I believe that he's the wealthiest man on earth.
Not because he built a global business empire, but because he controls a giant country. His sons will likely inherit a huge and formerly public fortune, but they're not being groomed to take over the Kremlin. They're still too young. Putin is 72. His eldest, Ivan, is only 10. And you have to be at least 30.
Chat, if you were to quote-unquote groom somebody to become the next big leader, right? It would happen from the get-go. I mean, why wouldn't it? It doesn't make any sense. You can start that process from day zero.
35 to become president
There's no
in
age
Russia.
requirement
So
or
that
age
means that his eldest son should spend 25 years more waiting for this position. And I don't think that Vladimir Putin would be still around in 25 years. Probably he would be still alive.
I mean, if you want to code somebody to be like the number one at something, or you want somebody to be great at something, yeah, from the get-go. What do you do? How do you think that people become grandmasters in chess? They start playing chess before they can even fucking see colors, motherfucker.
But probably not in the office.
Ilya is not the first to shine a light on the opulence surrounding the Russian ruler. In 2021, Alexei Navalny dropped a viral YouTube video exposing Putin's secret Black Sea palace. Navalny was one of Putin's fiercest critics. He barely survived a poisoning attempt in 2020 and was flown to Germany for treatment.
Jesus.
He was arrested at the airport when he returned to Russia in early 2021. His palace video hit YouTube just 2 days later. It has racked up over 134 million views. It sparked the largest anti-Putin protests in years, despite a demonstration ban. Many of them were violently crushed. Navalny died in 2024 in a Siberian prison camp. Ilya knows the risk of reporting on Putin's secrets.
There is a danger for me and my family. Probably at some point I would be followed. Probably at some point I'll have to move somewhere else and not disclose my location.
Oh my god, this chat is so bad.
Live quietly. But
there's no defending here. You guys are missing the point, man.
For now,
guys,
it looks
all
fine.
this is fucking horrible. This is dog trash. I just meant that the points that are that overlap. You can still be critical. You can still want better. You can still want better.
Wow.
Otherwise, you're a drone. Yes, otherwise you are a drone. That's the problem. Don't be a drone. Don't stop to think. Anyway.